So before we start, I just want to show you how it looks like and how it works. This is the index.php file. This is the form, the field where users should type in what they're looking for. And then I have the database tutorial, as I told you, and then the posts table. In this post table, I have few posts I inserted. You see 3 columns: ID, title, and short description. And let's see, change URL and hide PHP files, real-time start PHP, almost, and all of them. So if I write here now PHP login form, I already tried it before, but if I click OK, it shows me multiple pages with multiple posts. Now if I use browser to search on the page and I write here PHP, because the PHP is first keyword, you can see that in the first blog post it's the title, because the darker text font you see right now, this is the title, and then below that this is the description. So you can see PHP, it found in the title, in the description, and the second one in the title too. And we have multiple pages here. This is a PHP here again, like 3 pages, 5 posts. Now if I type here real-time search and click OK, it gives me just one, because just one has this keyword real-time and search. It also takes it different. Search. It also takes, as I told you, it first of all it takes the full sentence, which is real-time search, and it goes in the database and it's looking for posts which have the full sentence. In our case, it found real-time search, so it took the idea of these posts. Now it took the first word, which is real-time, and it looked in the title as well. Oh, real-time should be real-time. It found it in the title as first word, and then in the description. And the second one is search, and the search it found in the title and in the description as well. But sometimes it can find just in the description, and it can show it as a result because it found the keyword in that content. So basically that's how it works, and that's how it looks like. I will remove everything. I will delete all my PHP files I have. We will start everything from scratch. We will create a database. We will create this post. We will insert few posts, and then we will start building the search spider. Okay guys, you see everything is empty. I don't have any PHP files for now. Let's go to our localhost PHP my admin, and let's create a database. I'll create a database and I will choose a name, tutorial, and then the codification is gonna be UTF-8 general CA. Let's create it, and then here we will have a table which is posts, and as I told you, this table is gonna have just 3 columns. It will have an ID, and this ID column is gonna be the auto increment, and this is the primary key, of course. And then we have title, varchar 100 length, and then let's choose an UTF-8 codification as well. Oops. We also have here the short description, varchar 500 UTF-8 as well. Okay, let's save it, and let's insert here a few posts. Let's say build PHP forms using Ajax, and then here how to build PHP form using Ajax to submit this form. Let's do it when. And then the second one, let's say JavaScript, using JavaScript for a real time search. And here how to build a real-time search engine. Alright, let's click go. Let's save this data in our table. If we browse it, we can see we have 2 posts now. That's gonna be enough. Let's go ahead and create our index.php file. I use Notepad++, so I'll create a new file in my htdocs folder, index.php. Okay, now I will paste the whole code I need to write in this index.php, and I will go through each tag because I just want to save time, guys. But you can stop the video and copy it into your editor. I will also leave on the last video, I will leave a link from where you can download this source code, but I recommend you to write it by yourself because that's how you'll memorize and you'll understand it better. So here basically on the first lines we require the search class.php file. We don't have a PHP file like this. We will create one. We will create a classes folder, and then in this classes folder we will create a search.class.php file, and this file will have we will write there an object, a class, which will be search, and then in that class we will have our spider. So just require it once for now, and then this doc type is the HTML5 tag, and then we have the HTML tag here. We have also the header section. So here's the title, this is the char set UTF-8. We'll have also make it mobile responsive. We will use Bootstrap in this page, and also we will have another style.css file, which we will have to create a folder CSS, and then in that folder another style.css file. Now in the body section I have a container div. This is a class, and this div I will have another class which is content, and then in this class I will have a link here. You see this is the logo. I don't know if you remember when I showed you the search engine, there was a logo on the top, so this is the logo. Below this logo I have a form tag. This is the form and the field where users will type in the sentence. So when we submit this form, we will send the data through the get method, and we will send it to the same page, which means we will send it to the index.php file. And then in this form tag I have a form group class. This class comes from Bootstrap, and then the input type text, this is the field. So we have type text, and then there's another class which is form control. This class comes from Bootstrap as well, and then we have a name for this field which is sentence. And then below this field we have our submit button. So we have a type submit class. All these classes are coming from Bootstrap as well, but for this we also will have a little bit of styling in our style.css file for this button, because we want to change the color. By default it's blue, we want to make it green, and then the value for this button is OK. Now we close our form tag, we close our content div class, and then below here we have a little bit of PHP. Now whenever we click on this OK button, we submit the form and we send the data from our sentence field through the get method to the index.php file again. So it's basically we just refresh this page, but now we will have in our get method a variable which is sentence, and this variable should have a value. And now here we check, we assign the value from that get sentence variable to this PHP variable sentence, which is sentence. Now also this is a if here, this is an if statement, and it checks if there is anything inside of this variable which is from the get global variable, the sentence variable. If there is anything inside, we assign it to our sentence. If there isn't anything inside, we don't assign any value to that variable, as you see here. Now below this we check again if this sentence has any value inside, then we assign a new object to the search variable. So this search object comes from search.class.php file, which we will create in the next step. And then search, we assign a new object, and then we call the search spider function from this search. So basically we will create a function which is search spider. This is going to be the main function, as I told you in the first video. And then we will send the sentence which came from the get method. We will send it to this search spider function, and after that the search spider function is gonna take the sentence and call or interact with each leg this spider has. Now that's how this index.php file looks like. Let's go ahead and create this classes folder and then this PHP file. So let's go ahead and open the main folder. In my case htdocs, and let's create another folder which is classes. And then in this folder we will create another PHP file. Let's save this one. search.class.php. We don't write anything for now, but actually let's create that object I was talking about. So we have a class which is search, and then inside of this class we will have to create these functions, the spider, the main one, and then the spider's legs. Let's save this file for now. And if we go right now to our index.php and we refresh the page, you can see that there is a field here, like we have a form and then an OK button. But it doesn't work for now because we don't have anything inside of this search object. We don't have any classes and any functions. And in the next video we will build the style.css file, I think. But actually let's build it in this video. So let's go ahead and to our main folder, and let's create another folder which is CSS. Let's create another file and let's name it style.css. So I told you we will have a little bit of styling for our button. So let's give cursor pointer as cursor pointer, because when you go over this button it doesn't change your cursor. So if we save this style and we refresh the page, when you go over the button you can see that your cursor is changing into the point. Okay, the next one, let's give some styling for our content class. So let's make it display table, and then we have width 50%, and then padding 30 pixels, margin is given the top from top 10%, and then on the right auto, and then bottom 0, and then left auto. Basically this margin will align the content class or block on the center of the screen. And then here we have a little bit of shadow. We've got 0, 0, 10, 0, RGBA. So we've got 0, 0, 10. I think we've done with 0. And then here we've got 50, 50, 50, 0.75. Okay, that should work. Let's add some text. Align center. Okay, let's save it. Let's see what we have there. So we see now this field on the center. Now we should add some. We should change the color for this button because it's blue. We want to make it green. Before we do that, I think we will have another class which is article, and then this class will have the. In this class, we will use it to show the posts from our database. So it's basically will be the same thing as in the content, but we will change this display to block, and then we will text line is going to be left. I think we should add some, remove some padding, the 10 for the padding, and on the top let's make it 20 pixels, and then on the bottom 30 pixels. Alright, I think that's gonna be good. So let's change the color for our button. We have there in our index.php the btn primary class. Let's copy it, let's paste it here, and then we should change the color to white because it's gonna be a dark color, and then the background color, let's make it green 07 C1 B0, and then we will also change the border color, and we will have here 03898, and let's change the color for this button when we for hover, and background color, let's make it, okay. Yeah, let's choose 07, no, let's use 0B8A7E. Okay, let's save it, let's see what we have. So our button's color changed, and now when we hover on this button, it changes the color in a darker green. That's good. Okay, that's how our style.css file should look like. Just save this file, and I think that's it for this video. That's it for now. See you in the next video, guys.